Cameras are incredibly complex these days. They're like little computers with a million settings and features. And if you're anything like me, sometimes that's overwhelming. So today I'm going to be sharing some simple camera settings that you might not be using, you might not even know they're there. And thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. Silent shooting. I like my camera like I like my phone, and this thing hasn't rung since 2013. It is on silent always. And almost any digital camera manufactured in recent years can also be used completely silently. This means for video, you don't get that little trill sound, you know, and for photo, it means using the electronic shutter instead of the mechanical shutter, so you're not getting that click sound. Now, there might be circumstances where you prefer to use the mechanical shutter for the type of situation you're shooting. So if you do want to use the mechanical shutter, but you don't want any other audio cues from the camera, like beeps, there is usually also a setting to just disable audio signals. Silent shooting is essential for me because I like to be discreet. I do not want to be in a crowd of people with a trill going every time I start and stop a video clip. I don't want a loud shutter clicking away. It draws so much attention. You don't want to go into a big echoey cathedral where people are quietly praying and have this. It's also really nice for nature photography, wildlife photography, or any just peaceful, quiet situation. I can't tell you the number of times I've been out shooting a sunrise somewhere really quiet and peaceful, and there's like, you know, faint birds chirping as the sun's coming up. And there are people around with their cameras making the loudest noises, like not necessarily the shutter sound, but like countdown timer beeps, just totally destroying the serenity of the moment. You can turn those audio sounds off. Focus peaking. Focus peaking is a display setting that will highlight in focus areas of your image with a color overlay. You can typically choose between different colors for the overlay, and it makes manual focusing a breeze. Because even with the best autofocus, once in a while, you're gonna be shooting something that your camera's gonna be like, I don't know what you want here. Like, how is the camera gonna know exactly which flower on a tree you want in focus? So you can switch into manual focus, turn on your focus peaking display, and nail it. It's also good for low light conditions if your autofocus isn't quite picking up what you want it to. It's also great for rack focusing in video where you're manually bringing a subject in or out of focus. I want to take a minute to say thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this video because this camera in my hands is on sale. This is the Sony A7IV Mark IV, and it's currently $200 off the body or the kit. I will have a link to this down in the description. Obviously, it would make an awesome gift, or maybe you're a photographer looking to squeeze in one last business expense before the end of the year. Start the new year with an upgrade. This camera has all the features I'm talking about in this video, and it's a great hybrid camera for both photo and video. It has a 33 megapixel sensor, which is great resolution. You're getting a lot of detail, a lot of flexibility to crop in post, and the images that come out of this are beautiful. I was most recently shooting with this in Chicago. If you didn't see that video, I will have a link to it in the description. And I took some of my favorite images on that trip. One of the nights I just set up on a street corner and hung out there for a little while, taking long exposures of the traffic, and I got such cool photos with light streaks, and I was shooting at a high aperture, so the headlights were all starbursts. It's something kind of different from what I normally shoot, and I love the way it turned out. I might actually print one of these. And then this camera has a lot of video features as well. It can shoot 4K video, which is actually downsampled from 7K, so it's super crisp. It also shoots 4K up to 60 frames per second in APS-C mode, so you can get that slow motion footage with it. It also has face and eye detection, which is just essential if you're capturing others or yourself, so you're not going to make the mistake of thinking that somebody was in focus when they really weren't. I don't think there's a creator on this platform that hasn't had the experience of filming an entire video, importing the footage into their computer, and realizing they were out of focus the entire time. This feature prevents that. And then of course it has the variable angle screen that you can flip out, flip around, use to see yourself if you're filming yourself. It's also very handy for vertical shooting shooting because you can have it just kind of at an angle so you don't have to stoop down to look at your screen. Focus subjects. Most new-ish cameras these days have a setting where you can select the type of subject you want your autofocus to detect, like human, animal, or bird. And this is really awesome because it means you can focus detect your cat or dog, but it's also important to know that that setting is there and what it's set to, because if you have it on the wrong subject, your focus is gonna be a bit wacky and you might not know why. Now this brings me to another camera feature you should definitely be utilizing, and that is button customization. You can program most buttons on your camera to do most features on your camera. So all the functions you use a lot or change a lot can be programmed to access quickly with just the touch of a button. So for example, I have focus subjects programmed to a custom button. So with just the press of a button, I can toggle between human, animal, and bird. I don't have to go into the menu and click around to change it. You could customize a button for white balance selection, back button focusing, picture profiles, audio levels. The options are endless. File naming. Every camera comes with a default generic file naming system, but you can actually customize the file name and structure to something that suits you better. For me, I like to do the camera model followed by the date and then a number count. I like using the camera model in my file names because I'm typically shooting with multiple cameras per project, per trip. So this is a super easy way to distinguish which files came from which camera. Another format some photographers use is their initials or something that indicates they are the one who took the photo. If you work collaboratively or take photos for a company with a lot of photographers, that's a way to quickly distinguish your files. Memory recall. Once you've figured out the settings that you like, you definitely want to save a few variations to your memory recall spaces, which are usually marked by numbers on your mode dial. I use these to switch quickly between different shooting modes, so I can go from capturing still images with my preferred settings, and with the turn of a dial, I'm now shooting slow motion video. It is essential for fast-paced environments, especially if you're a hybrid shooter taking both photos and videos, because I can be on Safari taking still images, but of course I want to get some video too, so with just one turn of the dial, now I'm shooting slow motion video. But oh look, now a lion's coming over. I want to get some photos of that. Switch back, now back in photos, get some photos, but I want to get some video too. Twist the dial again. I am constantly flipping back and forth between my preset settings. If I had to take the time to go into the menu and click through things, I would miss like 80% of my shots. So figure out the settings you like and save them for easy access. So those are some simple camera settings you definitely should know about and probably should be taking advantage of. And I'd love to know, what setting on your camera do you love? What setting surprised you? I feel like these have so many features these days that you could have a camera for years and still be coming across new little settings you didn't know were there. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one.